What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Credit Plug channel where we talk about how to build credit, how to establish relationships with banks and financial institutions, and most importantly, how to get you access to high limit credit funding. If that's something you like to listen to, then we definitely welcome you to subscribe. Otherwise, you can support our channel if you just like, share, or comment right down below. It helps our content get out to a wider audience, and we greatly appreciate the support. So before I get into today's video, I just wanted to thank everyone who came out to the Credit to Cash Flow webinar we hosted this past Friday, July 3rd. If you weren't able to attend, I did send out a link to all program participants. And if there's anyone who might be still interested, I will post a link in the description of the video if you want to go check out that. It lasted about 2.5 hours, so we definitely had some great information and some great Q&A after. So definitely go check out that. So today's video, I'm piggybacking off of a previous video that I did early last week on different ways that you can get access to cash funding without having to undergo a credit check. So today's review is basically part two. I'm going to be going over some additional institutions where you can get access to no credit check. And like I said, these are more so like small limit loans where you're not going to be undergoing a credit check. However, there may be other parameters that you might have to qualify for in order to get these. Like a lot of them are the length of membership. So at a minimum, it's usually like around 90 days before you can start to qualify. And they may want to see either some pay stubs or a certain amount of deposits in each month over the past couple of months. So it's going to vary. I'm going to try to dig out some of the specific details. In terms of eligibility, I'm not going to go deeply into that. You guys can definitely go do your own research, but I'll post some links in the description of the video so you guys can dig a little deeper and look to see if you might be eligible. But I tried to pick out some where eligibility for that particular institution was pretty broad, but I know there are a couple that are somewhat narrow. So first, I wanted to start off with U.S. Bank. So U.S. Bank is actually, I would say, I would put them right up there with the big banks. I want to say they're somewhere between like a mid-sized bank and a large bank. So they're not like, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Chase, but they're probably bigger than like PNC and BB&T and things like that. So, U.S. Bank is a pretty decent sized bank, and they're known for being somewhat conservative. So I was actually surprised when a subscriber actually gave this data point out there that U.S. Bank is now offering no credit check short-term loans. And basically, you could borrow up to, for this is for existing U.S. Bank customers, up to $1,000. They give you 3 months to pay it back, and so you basically, for every $100 that you borrow, it's a $6 fixed fee. So if you want to borrow $1,000, it's going to be a $60 fee. So this is actually interesting because it's one of the few ways to build some internal data points with US Bank. And then one other good thing is that you can take out these short-term loans after 30 days after you finish paying off the previous one. So basically, let's say you pay one off and then you wait. So I guess technically you can get up to 3 of these within a calendar year based off that logic. So, let's say you start in January, you pay it off by the end of March, you have to wait another month, and then you could take out another one. So, yeah, you could get about 3 of these within a year. So that's another good one. So that's up to $1,000. I also wanted to go over Unify Financial Credit Union. Now, this is another credit union that I'll probably do a much more thorough, in-depth review on, but they do have two different types of short-term loans. One is a quick cash loan with no credit check. There's 0% interest, and you can borrow between 300 and 500. Then they also have a credit builder loan, which it's basically you have to pay a minimum 2% of the balance, and you could borrow between 200 and 1,000. Now that one, I'm not 100% sure if that requires a credit check. but yeah, I mean those seem to be pretty easy to get, and they're actually in the link I'll share with you guys. They're actually listed side by side. It says specifically that the quick loan is no credit check, but it doesn't specify whether the credit builder loan is no credit check. So, and I mean they're not that different. One goes up to 1,000, one caps out at 500. So that's definitely one other one to check out. So that's up to $1,000 that you could potentially get. The next one up is Arlington Credit Union. This is another credit union that I'll do another comprehensive review on. So Arlington Credit Union is based out of the Virginia area. I actually saw a couple of branches when I would travel in the Arlington area. So they also have no credit check up to $1,000. There is a $40 finance charge when you take out the loan, and then the term is for 18 months. So, but you can pay that off early with no pre-penalty. And then some of the prerequisites for that, you have to be a member for 90 days, and you have to have deposited at least $1,000 each month for 2 months. So that's pretty easy to get. There's another one, Hope Credit Union. So there's two Hope Credit. So there's one Hope Credit Union, and then there's a Hope Federal Credit Union. So those are two different credit unions. Just so not to confuse you guys, but Hope Credit Union also offers a no credit check starter loan for $1,000 with interest rates between 6% all the way up to 18%. Next up, I wanted to go over Five Star Credit Union. Now, Five Star Credit Union has a starter loan as well from 300 all the way up to 3,100. Now, this credit union is somewhat restrictive, so you have to see if you actually fit into the membership eligibility. In order to qualify, you need at least 500 in direct deposits over a 3-month period from the same company. So that's not too bad. Next up, I wanted to go over Access Credit Union. They also have a $1,000 loan, and you have to have been employed for 1 year, and you need at least 200 in monthly direct deposits over a 3-month period. And they also want to see the previous two pay stubs. So that's that. ESL Credit Union, another $1,000 loan as well. They seem somewhat restrictive, so just keep that in mind. And finally, I want to go over Hudson Valley Credit Union. They offer a $1,000 personal assistance loan. You have to be a member for at least 90 days before you're eligible for that. So that's another one. So just to recap, and I'm going to count it all down, right? So we have Unify Credit Union, that's 1,000. U.S. Bank, that's another 1,000, so we're at 2,000. Arlington Credit Union, that's 3,000. Hope Credit Union, that's 4,000. Five Star Credit Union, that's 3,100. So that's 7,100 so far. Then we have Access Credit Union, another 1,000. ESL Credit Union, another 1,000. So that's 9,000. And then Hudson Valley Credit Union, that's another 1,000. So that's $10,100 that you could potentially get without a credit check. Now remember, everyone's not going to be eligible for all of these different institutions, so definitely check out the membership eligibility to see if that's somewhere that you might fit in. But just I mean, I think even when it comes to eligibility, there's always a way in. That's just my take. Even if it might not be apparent, there's always a way to get in if you're really determined. So again, I just wanted to share this with you. This is another over $10,000 that you can get without a credit check. So definitely go check it out. I'm gonna post links in the description of the video. And also as a reminder for anyone who wanted to check out the recording of our credit to cash flow webinar, I've posted a link in the description so you guys could check that out. So that's all I wanted to cover with this video. Until next time, y'all take it easy and we'll talk to you soon. Peace.